So in these last cards, these outcome cards for you, we have the Hermit. And let me hold that one up for you. Sorry. So here's the Hermit. Okay. So now on the Hermit, what we see is a guy carrying a lantern. And inside the lantern, there's a star. And that star symbolizes guidance that lights the way ahead for whatever comes next. With the Hermit, there's a need to be alone and in silence so that we can think and plan. The white beard on the Hermit is a symbol of the wisdom that he's gained from his time in solitude. It suggests that you consider your options and process your thoughts and feelings completely. So it's kind of like a suggestion that there needs to be a time of solitude or a period of self reflection. The answers are all within you. So you just need that mental space in order to connect with your inner wisdom so that you can figure out exactly what it is you want and where exactly you want to go. During this period of respite, though, you can actually begin to start self healing. So, if that is something that's needed, you could actually start to do that. Now, this isn't a long term period of like just shut everybody out and cut off the world. That's not what the hermit means. What the hermit is saying is just to step back and maybe take a day or two to yourself and not concern yourself with anyone else. Just really, really, really concentrate on yourself and to self evaluate and to, try to identify exactly what it is that you want and exactly what it is that you need as far as a relationship goes. Are you getting the things that you need from this relationship? Are you getting the things that you want? Do you feel like he is emotionally available to you? Do you feel like he will ever become emotionally available to you? What fears do you have that are holding you back? So, you really want to just kind of take the time to self reflect and make sure that you are in a situation or in a position where you can actually get everything that you need from the relationship, because that's really what relationships are about, right? We want everything to be even. We want the other person to care about us just as much as we care about them. And as we know, many times in relationships, that unfortunately isn't the case. One person may love harder than the other, but, in a perfect world, we want someone that's going to give us as much respect and love and everything else as we give them. So that's what this card is kind of asking you to do. It's just kind of asking you to take a time out and step back, maybe turn the cell phone off, maybe, turn the radio on and just listen to some good music and just kind of think about everything that has gone on recently between the two of you, and just kind of identify what things you've received from this relationship that have been rewarding and what things you aren't receiving. And once you emerge, you'll have all of the answers you need, and you will have begin this self-healing process, and you'll actually begin to guide others in the right direction. So it's just kind of taking the time out to evaluate the relationship so that you can move forward. That's what the Hermit is about. And so the last card on his side is going to be the Hanged Man, and I'll hold that one up for you. So with the hangman, we see obviously a guy suspended here. And what he's doing is he's really kind of just hanging out, because if you look at him, he doesn't look upset at all. It's not that he's dying or he's in fear or he's upset or anything like that. He actually looks content. And when you reverse him, you can tell even better that he's really not upset at all. Now he's hanging from the tree of life. So, and he's just hanging there. Basically, what this card says is that he's really just hanging there. He's not in any sort of danger. He really is just hanging there. Excuse me. He really is just hanging there, waiting for his circumstances to change. So, what that's saying is that he's not really putting forth the effort to change his circumstances himself. He's not doing anything to make his situation any better. He's not doing anything to make his situation any worse. He's just simply hanging there waiting for the situation to change on its own. And so when that happens, things tend to happen very, very slowly, right? They don't move in the direction that we want, and they don't move as quickly as we would like for them to. And many times, the reason for this is because there is a fear of actually going within the self and identifying what emotions are holding us back. So, with the hangman, we have kind of a period of limbo. And, you know, there's no moving forward until deep emotions can be dealt with on the level of, okay, I can identify now what the problem is and I can move forward. It's really a symbol of the esoteric world, but as you can see, he seems content. Now, as far as relationships go, the hanged man can really show an unwillingness to commit. So, a partner may just go through the motions until the other person realizes that it's not worth the emotional investment. And it suggests that, someone revise their expectations, because you may not actually be getting something that you want. Either that, or you've convinced yourself that you don't want something that you actually do. And usually when we do that, it's because of past hurts. So, right. So I've had my heart broken before. So I've just decided that I don't want to be in love again. And you try to convince yourself of that when really you desire to be loved. And so, everyone wants to be loved. No one wants to be alone. We all want to be loved by someone. So, this can actually show a fear of actually visiting those emotions and dealing with them to actually work out the problem. But as we know, you cannot remain a victim of your past hurts forever. So eventually, you're going to have to break down and just dive in and deal with whatever it is so that you can move forward. So, this card really suggests that we liberate ourselves and cut ourselves free, because otherwise, frustration and upset will just continue. So, we want to keep moving forward. We don't want to keep ourselves in limbo. So, this card is actually suggesting that any problems of unrest within oneself be dealt with on an emotional level, so that he can cut himself free and let himself go of anything from the past that's holding him back now. So that's where we are with the hangman. So now my summary for this in the end is that, I really do feel like, kind of like I said at the beginning, I really do feel like there is something salvageable here. I really do. I just think that, you know, on his end, maybe there is a lot of emotional pain that is still holding him back. Um, I wish I had a suggestion for you on, how you could get him to actually come out and discuss those issues with you. There are some great resources online that you could probably check out. There's one called The Head and the Heart. It's a really, really, really great resource for self healing. He could check that out. But I really feel like as long as both of you can just identify where your emotional hangups are, right? So if you can sit down and just say, okay, this is what hurt me in the past, and I'm really afraid that this is going to happen again, right? If you can sit down and be honest with each other and work those things out, then I think that it is very salvageable, because I really feel like there's a lot of passion here, and I feel like there's a lot of desire here. I still feel it very strongly present, especially when I was pulling your cards. I just think that there's a lack of honest communication. Not that I'm saying that he's lying to you or that you're lying to him. I'm just saying fully expressing yourself on a completely open emotional level, because with relationships, what we have to do is we kind of have to just open our hearts up all the way and make ourselves as emotionally vulnerable as we can. So we have to basically give the other person the opportunity to completely and totally crush our heart. And I know that sounds so scary, but that's kind of what we have to do, because otherwise we have a hard time developing any sort of trust, and without trust, as we know, it just won't work. So the bottom line is, I think if you guys can just really communicate and express yourselves fully on an emotional level, I really feel like there is something salvageable left here. So there's your reading, and there is my summary for your tarot cards. And I hope that this helps you in some small way. It may not help you in a big way, but I do hope that it does at least help you in some small way. It gives you some sort of peace of mind, and it helps you, kind of make the decision so that you can move forward. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call my cell phone. I believe I put that number in my last email to you. So please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about any of the cards in your reading. If I did not cover something that you wanted me to cover, or one of the cards, if I did not explain one of the cards well enough for you to kind of get a good understanding of it, then just please feel free to let me know. I am available usually until late into the night. So you can always call me late at night. I'm usually up until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, actually, because I am a full-time student and I do a lot of schoolwork, and I do my tarot card readings at nighttime. Excuse me, that was my dog coughing. So if you have any questions or if anything else comes up, please don't hesitate to contact me. I thank you so very much for giving me the opportunity to do a tarot card reading for you. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for coming to Purple Moon. Okay, Cynthia, I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sending love and light to you guys. Thanks so much. Bye bye.